How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Oh wow, already a super chat here from Brimmed. Holy. Daddy Boba, hello. How are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Hello. Hello, hello, hello. Let's make sure we've got everything in order. Brimmed, straight away, first super chat of the stream. Jesus.
Thank you.
Hello, 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 Brimmed. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. The super chat goal from the previous stream is still up. Let me end that. Hopefully I can fix this and get Brim's super chat registered here. Hopefully. Did it do it? Did I do it? I don't know. By the way, thank you, Brimmed. Thank you so much. I hope everyone is well. Daddy Boba, Mummy Boba, and Baby Boba. Can't wait to see what news you're going to give us. Cheers. Thank you so much, man, again, for that very kind super chat to kick off the stream. Barely a few minutes in. We're doing well over here. Literally just left Mrs. Boba and Baby Boba. Baby Boba has just been put down to bed. Very, very carefully going to sleep because she is insistent on staying awake, so it seems, or is fighting the sleep, but ultimately is hopefully being sent to the land of the dreaming. Yeah, no, I plan on doing a news roundup tomorrow because It's been busy the past few days. I recorded, well, I saw Spider-Man Brand New Day Thursday, and I meant to get my review out Friday, but then I couldn't get it out till Monday just because of life stuff. And in that period, I've missed some news. There's even more bits and bobs of news. So we could talk about a few things. But you know how we do here. We talk about anything. Anything and everything. Hope everyone is doing well. Hope you had a good weekend. Didn't expect a live stream. Well, Cedric, you should. We are due a live stream, my friend. We are absolutely... He was going to nap. I mean, feel free to pass out in the background, Cedric. No worries whatsoever, man. Good to see you here, though, either way. As always, my friend. You know what? I was going to tweet out today, Brian. Like, it's about time. I tweet this out every now and again. It's about time. It's about that time we get some kind of the Batman 2 thing, right? Because it's filming, but, you know, we haven't been getting too much. Not that you should ever really expect things out of set footage and whatnot, because you never know what you're gonna get. It's a bit of like a lucky dip. Sometimes you can get nothing, sometimes you can get something pretty substantial. Hopefully we'll get something soon. There are bits and bobs that are coming out with regards to filming locations, which is very intriguing. So hopefully we will get something fairly soon. Yeah, I saw those pictures of Scarlett Johansson. And people are, oh, she's got blonde hair. But it's like, well, that doesn't mean her character's got blonde hair. She could be wearing a wig. People were pointing out, well, Scarlett Johansson doesn't like to get her hair dyed anymore, so she could be wearing a wig. You know, we're down to that level of analyzing now when it comes to Batman 2 characters. Bradamechanic2963. Lobo was the biggest letdown of all time. I still have faith in Gunn, but I am genuinely scared for the sake of getting a good Justice League. I'm so tired of being bullied because I am a DC fan. Lobo, I just thought it was alright. I don't know if, like, the Jason Momoa... Like, this is what I kind of felt with the Supergirl movie. There were scenes that I liked of him as Lobo. But I don't know if I'm all Jason Momoa'd out. And I don't know, I don't want to say that in like a mega negative way, but I just felt like they were finding the character of Lobo in that movie. Sometimes it was a bit cheesy, sometimes it worked really well, and I don't think we're going to get a Lobo movie after Supergirl. I know it was the whole, well, if people want it, they'll get it. I don't see them greenlighting a Lobo movie anytime soon, especially as Supergirl only made, like, what, $125 million, so he was cool, but I don't know if the demand is, maybe you could argue the demand is there from fans, but overwhelmingly so. I don't know if the time, like, I don't know if we're at the time where, you know, Momoa's Aquaman, like, where that got $1 billion. I don't know if the Lobo movie would do anything significant for DC Studios to the point of where they greenlight a film. Maybe if we see him again, and, like, he's once again another highly praised character out of whatever project he could pop up in again. But if I was at DC Studios, I would find a Lobo movie quite a risk. I wouldn't be against introducing him in another project down the line. But as for, like, movies, I think I would prioritize, you know, what we've been doing, Lantern, Season 2, Clayface, yada, 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 Man of Tomorrow, Batman, Wonder Woman, but a Lobo movie isn't necessarily it right now, at least from as far as I'm concerned. Brand New Day was great. Yes, it was. Apologies again, guys, that my review was out super late, and at that, it was a no spoilers review, like 4 days after the movie came out, but I did try and squeeze some spoiler talk in at the very end. But still, I would say my review, even in the no spoilers section, you guys know me, I talked for like 20 minutes pretty in-depth about the movie and what I felt about it, even without giving, like, major plot points away. You know, I still gave my opinion on the movie pretty well, I think. But yeah, it's a great movie. I really enjoyed it. But I knew getting out my review like 4 or 5 days afterwards would probably be not getting many views. And it's done okay, but not as well as it should have done. But that's because, again, it was up like almost a week later. But it's crazy how it's done over $1 billion already. That's insane. Like, it is mad. How have I been? Not too bad. Thank you very much, BattleBar. How have you been? He was cool, but not cool enough. Yeah, I don't think he's... Yeah. Have to see him a couple more times. I think so, even to consider a movie. The Supergirl movie, for me, wasn't what I suspected. I don't know if that's good or bad, but I have seen people say that, oh, I didn't watch Supergirl in... I've got quite a few comments like this on my channel. I didn't see Supergirl in the theaters, but I saw it on premium video for on demand or whatever, and I don't get why people are hating it. And I think that stands true in terms of, like, this movie didn't do well, but I don't think it's, like, a terrible movie. I just, yeah. It wasn't, like, the greatest movie, but I think people who didn't see it in the theater are watching it and are, like, kind of a bit surprised because they maybe expected it to be, like, dog shit, basically. But it isn't. So they're kind of pleasantly surprised. But, you know, that's still not enough to push the needle on, you know, what damage has been done from Supergirl. Yeah. That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down for DC Studios doing stuff like this, like what we had with Punisher and whatnot. Has anyone seen Batman Cape Crusader, by the way? Because I haven't seen one episode yet of Season 2. Boba, I watched your Spidey video today. Very good, and need to share my thoughts. Thank you, Kayla. I would love to hear your thoughts. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Dimitri, message retracted. I don't know what you said there. Oh, we got another super chat from therealbleep818. Thank you, dude, so much for the super chat, man.
Thank you.
Hey, Boba. It's kind of mind-boggling that the mob bank manager from The Dark Knight is the same actor in GTA Vice City and San Andreas, William Fichtner. William Fichtner. Oh, yeah. I can't place him in San Andreas, though. It's been donkey's years since I played that, though. Thank you for sharing, though. Fun little factoid there. Vicky, good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Just want to say hello to the Super Boba family. Hello, Vicky. Good to see your face again. Conquest, I was just watching a Lanterns video again, and I seen you went live, Boba. Good. Very good. Are we excited for Lanterns, guys? Let me know in the chat. We've been getting TV spots and scenes being released, which is interesting. HBO doesn't always do marketing like this. Even for the Penguin, maybe we had a couple of scenes released, but I don't think... Did we have TV spots? Normally, HBO, like House of the Dragon and whatnot, like, it's just kind of trailers last minute, like a month or two before it releases. And Lanterns was doing that as well, kind of, but I think they've had a bit of an extra push because they know that they've got something pretty special on their hands. And yeah, Lanterns, guys. Yeah. 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 I don't know what to say, but I suspect it's very good. There's things that I can't say, but let's just say Lanterns. I mean, you know, different strokes for different folks, but I think people are going to really like it. But then again, you're always going to have the microcosm of fandom online, who will obviously still have issues with this, that, and the other, but I do think that's why I call it a microcosm of fans. I think for the general audience especially, Lanterns is going to really hit, but that's been my opinion for some time. Have you watched the whole show? Were you able to see some? Let's just say I wasn't given screeners by Warner Brothers, but let's just say when there's a will, there's a way. And I am not confirming or denying anything, but let's just say I created a Green Lantern construct. And as a result of my own construct, I am able to basically, how do I say this? I can get a good vibe. Let me I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. But you know, it doesn't really matter at the end of the day. But I was not officially given screeners, no. For the first time, but you don't need me to cry about that again. But like officially, I was not given screeners, no. But I think for those of you who are excited, especially after recent trailers, I'm very excited for you to watch it. Good luck with your exams, Ozil. Ozil? I really do think it will. I mean, I've been gunning for... I've had really good vibes for Lantern since day one. Even since 2023 when it was announced, I was like, I see the vision. Even from the first trailer when I was being ridiculed for, like, liking the look of the show, because it was everything that James Gunn said it would be in a Gods and Monsters YouTube video. Like, literally, like... I feel like people forgot what he described the show as, and that's why I stood by that first trailer. Granted that the second trailer, the third trailer, really showcased a lot more of the Lanterns mythos and, you know, seeing Sinestro to whatever else. But, yeah, I am very confident that Lanterns is going to be extremely well received, even, like, not only critically, but audience-wise as well. Hopefully the stream doesn't lag, because I think I'm still having some internet difficulties, so hopefully, if it does lag, just try refresh the stream. Any more Lanterns videos coming out? I think I'll talk about the TV spots and the scenes that have been released in tomorrow's video. There's only like a few new shots, but I want to cover it for people who don't really have any idea about that. But I might do a Lanterns Q&A video before the first episode releases. Maybe. I was worried they'd be too embarrassed of the mythos because of the movie, but it seems like they're not. They're absolutely not. The only thing that I think people could have genuine criticisms for is like, okay, we've started this far into Hal Jordan's career, right? He's been a Lantern for like 20, 30 years kind of thing. I totally get why that would rub people the wrong way. Like, if you had an Oliver Queen in the DCU, or Batman starting in his 50s, or, you know, however technically old Hal Jordan is in the DCU. I say that because Kyle Chandler's 59, but, you know, Hal could be 47. You know, whatever, right? I get that. I get why people might be like, ah, that's a bit... Those kind of criticisms, I think, are really relevant, but... that doesn't mean that, okay, we've started this far and you can still have a very good story, even if, like, the concept you would have changed, like, yeah, from the concept level. Kyle Chandler is perfect casting, in my opinion, for the Hal Jordan that we're getting. Like, if Kyle Chandler was in his 30s and we were doing a 30s Kyle Chandler Hal Jordan, I would still pick him. Do you know what I mean? So... if you're a fan of True Detective, the mystery in the show is gonna slap. Very confident about that. The switch up is crazy. I feel so bad. I'm not really the type of guy to like rub it in people's faces, but I do have to acknowledge that there is a switch up when it comes to Lanterns. Not everyone obviously is switching up, but I think everyone can observe around them the public discourse, or like the hype that wasn't there, and the like scolding that was present, and like, oh, DC Studios this, do, you know, gun this, gun that, to now people are like, ooh. So unfortunately not. No, I didn't attend San Diego Comic-Con, so no. It would cost me a lot of money to fly out to San Diego from England and, you know, attend that event. My God. When does the embargo drop? I have no idea. I suspect a couple of days. I mean, it depends, really. It can change from show to show, but I do not know when the embargo lifts officially. But probably, I mean, I think because they're so confident in it, it will probably release quite a few days earlier rather than just a couple of days. So you're going to have, like, Deadline, Variety, and whatnot come out with all their, like, major trade articles reviewing the first 4 episodes of Lanterns. Absolutely. Because I know the press have been given 4 episodes. Yes, I do think Sinestro has a major role. I think the major role, but this is all public, that Chris Mundy said is, like... the kind of training, like the kind of parental figure, the mentor figure, the influence Sinestro has had on Hal Jordan, what's rubbed off on him, good or bad, and then even via Hal Jordan to Jon Stewart, like what has remained from Sinestro and Hal Jordan. Chris Mundy even said at San Diego Comic-Con, like, Hal Jordan was the one to put Sinestro in prison, but, like, he still went to him for advice, and the Guardians kind of might not like that at all. So that's really intriguing to hear that. Like, the Guardians kind of don't like that. Which I can understand why, especially since Sinestro supposedly tried to do a coup and everything like that, which could, obviously, I think a lot of the Sinestro typical history is there. It's been and gone in the show. Yeah, I'm very intrigued about that aspect and how that applies to the show. But I think evidently Sinestro is going to have a big role. When I say big role, I don't think he's going to, like, necessarily escape and, like, basically be like, oh, you know. But I think it's more thematic and it will resonate through, you know, what I was just saying. Like how Hal acts and the way he is, how that impacts Jon. Context of the past, how that impacts present day, 2016 versus 2026. What question's that, Cedric? Do I think the Guardians will be the main villains? Guardians can be shady sometimes, and I am suspicious. I don't think they'll be necessarily the main villains. I think that will be whatever, you know, this Manhunter threat is, this, you know, this vengeance kind of tease that we've had in the trailers. But I do think that what has been going on potentially with the Guardians choosing Jon Stewart from a very young age, possibly birth, as we've seen... Oh, we've got some lag here, apparently. No! Apparently we've got some lag. If I'm lagging, refresh the stream, and or just keep refreshing it. Hopefully it'll fix. But let me know if the stream's okay, because apparently it's saying poor. Hopefully it'll fix itself. But what was I saying? I think that will cause some shit between Hal's relationship and the Guardians and what is really going on there. Why is there a replacement? Why is Laura Linney's Guardian really gunning for that? I don't think that the Parallax thing will be a thing, just because I think you can't do everything that we kind of already roughly know about the show, and then you're gonna, what, like, chuck in a massive kind of video game boss level Hal Jordan Parallax situation. I don't think that's gonna happen. That's, like, too ambitious for a show that's already exploring 2 mysteries. Alright, are we still lagging? Let me know, chat. Alright, apparently we're back. We're back. So if there was some lag, try refresh the stream. How bad was it? I mean, I think that's already been explained. And it actually is comic accurate, well, to a certain extent. I don't think it's a bastardization like some people make it out to be. So, just like in the comics, the Guardians chose Jon Stewart, right? To be Hal Jordan's backup. Hal Jordan was the Green Lantern of Earth, and Jon Stewart still wasn't even after his debut. And that was a very unusual thing, right? Normally the ring chooses you. This is a thing that the show is leaning into. That's obviously why Hal feels quite alienated. Because, you know, it's not really the way things are going, which is what leads Hal to go to Sinestro and kind of really cotton on to the idea that he is being replaced, and he might feel a certain way about that. So, there being only one ring, it is kind of logical within the sense of the Green Lantern rules in terms of, well, the ring is currently on Hal Jordan's finger. Like, Jon Stewart is his trainee. He doesn't get it until Hal Jordan dies, right? So there can only be one who wears the ring, kind of makes sense, basically. So that adds up to me, technically. It's more just the fascination about, okay, well, does that mean Hal dies? Does that mean Jon, like, will Jon get his own ring? Like, really? But the Guardians would have just given him one, right? If, you know, since they chose him. So, no, it's still adhering to the whole, well, if Hal Jordan is currently active as a Green Lantern, then Jon is still his backup until that changes. For one reason or another. Whether that's retiring, stepping aside, whether that's death, whether that's something else. So, is there a big reason as to why there's only one ring? Not really. I think it is just what I've been saying. Will Guy Gardner be in the show? Yes, we already know that. We've got footage of it. Carl Rayner, I think... No, that... I mean, I think in future seasons, who knows what could be explored there, but I don't expect stuff like that. We know that other Lanterns are going to be referenced, though. Hal's abandoned shack. Have you personally spotted that in the trailers? No. So what I was referencing is Hal's, like, bungalow. It's basically a picture I got sent a long time ago. I have not seen that in any of the trailers. I don't know if it's in the show. But we're going to have to wait and see. We're going to have to wait and see. And if it's not, then all I know is that the person I was speaking to is legit, though, because I was sent photos of, this was ages ago, of the motel that Hal and Jon are staying at, you know, with, like, the blown-up sign. I knew that. I said ages ago that they were investigating the murder in Rushville, Nebraska. That turned out to be true. So I don't know what, like... It was labeled as Hal's bungalow, but that was just what this person had heard through, like, you know, like, they work on the show, but, like, that's what it was put out there as, or what they were told. Does that mean that was strictly true? I don't know if Hal had been living like a hermit. I don't know if that's going to be reflected in the show. We shall have to wait and see. But he very well might not be. We're going with Lord of the Rings rules then. Only one Lord of the Ring. I don't think that would be the case either, because Jon Stewart being chosen as a Green Lantern trainee from a very young age, they would have just given him one under Hal Jordan. So I think they won't give him one when they could have given him one already, if that makes sense. They would have just given him one in training, in my opinion. Which I suppose is a theory that could still be true, but... I think, especially with the marketing being like, you know, only one can wear the ring, I think there's only going to be one ring. And also, the one that you see Jon Stewart wearing in all the footage is Hal Jordan's ring. So... Wow, Film Bro Brian, dude. Dude, thank you so freaking much. Holy shit. That is such a generous super chat, man. My freaking god.
Thank you.
Film Bro Brian with the $49.99. Dude.
Man that could have a better life. Guy like me. Getting all that?
Thank you so much, man. I've been putting together a pitch video for a potential labyrinth sequence in the Batman Part 2. How would you feel if Batman lost his mind in the labyrinth and ended up locked in Arkham as set up for Part 3? Gives me serious Parallax vibes. So, I love the labyrinth idea. I would love to check out this pitch video as well. I swear maybe you tagged me in something like that. I'm not sure. I wouldn't mind him losing his mind in the labyrinth or Bruce being pushed to the edge in Part 2 with the court and whatever, like, crucible he could experience if he is, like, actually chucked into the middle of a Court of Owls labyrinth situation. However, I just personally do not believe that it would end on a cliffhanger. Well, I guess you could call it a cliffhanger, where Bruce is locked up in Arkham. Yeah, that would be a cliffhanger to be resolved in Part 3. The reason why I say that is because Matt Reeves, I don't think, is the type of person, and I think I'm saying this because of what he said during Part 1, to end things off just in case, like, a Part 3 never happens for one reason or the other. So I don't think, like, you would have Bruce end up in Arkham when, like, let's just say DC Studios, for whatever reason, I'm not, like, trying to, like, introduce conspiracy theories here, like, oh, James Gunn doesn't want the Batman Part 3. I just don't think, I think Matt Reeves would avoid that. I think he will still, like, end the movie in such a way where, like, what he did with Joker and Riddler, he said in the behind the scenes, like, it's always there to remind you that there's more stirring in Gotham, and, you know, there's always more for Batman to do out there. But the movie in of itself, like, even if we never got the Batman Part 2, kind of works as a standalone Batman movie. Even though, like, there is an arc throughout Part 1, Part 2, and Part 3, like the proposed trilogy that Matt Reeves has in mind. So, you know, Part 2, that will continue the psychological evolution for this quintessential Batman, right? And so will Part 3, but I just don't think he would end it off. I think he would end it off where there is more, like, stuff out there, and there could be seeds in Part 2 for Part 3. But I don't think it ends off with Bruce being locked away for that reason, personally. But that doesn't mean that you wouldn't get a whole bunch of, like, your pitch for a potential labyrinth sequence. Because I think, you know, that could kind of happen. Yeah, basically, William, literally, man, I think, you know, there's absolutely the intention to do 3 movies, but it would be naive of me to say that, like, you know, oh yeah, we're definitely getting Part 3. Like, even though Matt Reeves wants to do that, there's so many things. There's so many things, like, also in his personal life that could get in the way. So, it's tough. It's tough to know for sure. But I would love a Part 3. I really would love a Part 3. And we will have to wait and see. But, dude, William O'Brien, Film Bro O'Brien, thank you so much, man. That is such a whopping super chat, man, and we're still only, like, that's actually impressive, by the way. I thought it was going to say, like, 20 minutes, but we're now 30-something minutes into the stream, and I'm like, whoa, time freaking flies by when I'm just yapping and yapping and yapping about stuff that we love here. So thank you, dude. Damn. Guys, again, as always, to those of you who come to every stream, those of you who send in super chats, thank you for supporting me here. It really does mean a lot, and seriously, Film Bro Brian here, Brimmed and Pinned, Bleak, and I think we even have another one. Let me get the super chat list up so I don't actually miss one out. Sequential Arching. Speaking of another regular here, thank you so much for the $5, as always.
Thank you.
Right, true. Things are development for me, given it's sad Blue Beetle might be canned. For me, my lack of excitement is more I would like some updating. So yeah, we're going to talk about this in tomorrow's video, but there's been a bit of a misconception, kind of like the Booster Gold thing that we spoke about on the previous stream, that Blue Beetle has been cancelled. Now, it might not happen, but on the technicality, Blue Beetle was never greenlit. The last update we actually strictly had was from Peter Safran in February of 2025, which was the last time we had the press address, the DC Studios press address, where they invited a bunch of journalists to talk about DC, right? And where it was going with Chapter 1 and updates on projects. And Safran said that, you know, things were coming together with the Blue Beetle animated series up until the point of where they're, like, looking to pitch it and, like, go towards a green light. So it was never greenlit. Like, so it can't be cancelled if it was never greenlit. And in my opinion, I've said this across videos in the past couple of years, that the longer the time went by that we didn't hear about this, like Peter Safran saying, oh, it could get a green light soon thing, I felt like it didn't get a green light for a reason. So basically, yeah, like Blue Beetle was never canned because it was never greenlit, long story short. Obviously, that sucks that, you know, we might not get the animated series, but I don't know, like, for me, it's one of those things where I was already kind of mentally prepared for this. Like, I think to a lot of people who aren't as, like, I don't know, freaking wide into, like, the past quotes and things that I have in my memory banks, if you will, like, I kind of vibes that, okay, Blue Beetle animated series feels like it's on the shelf. I'm not saying it was, like, the Authority and probably not happening, but it was one that I just didn't think, you know, was really going anywhere anytime soon. But other people see that report that went around recently, like, oh my god, the DCU is canceling things left, right, and center. Up until the point of where today I had to tweet something. Because every now and again, I keep seeing people say things like, oh, you know, look at the lineup for DCU Chapter 1. Look at how insanely fast that fell apart. And I'm like, I tweeted saying, so Superman happened, Creature Commandos happened, Supergirl happened, Lanterns happened, Batman Brave and the Bold in development, Paradise Lost in development. Things like Swamp Thing, you know, is irrelevant in my opinion because, you know, I don't think they would do anything before Clayface anyway. It's not like that's not happening. It's just Swamp Thing is something like Clayface that could happen at any point in time when Mangold gets around to it, la-di-da-da. So yeah, Waller and the Authority, all while Waller is technically being worked on, like, what I'm trying to say is, Waller and the Authority, even if you wanted to say they're canned, that is not the entire DCU Chapter 1 slate falling apart. Furthermore, goddamn Superman came out last year. We're 2 proper projects into the DCU. And you have people being like, laugh my ass off, look at the slate and how it's fallen apart, laugh my ass off. And I'm like, it's such clown behavior in my opinion, because I'm not trying to glaze here or, like, shill. It's just, you look at the lineup and, like, half of the things that people are saying that aren't happening or are cancelled are in development. And the other half have happened. And, like, bottom line, do people expect all of these things, whether that be the things that are in development like Batman Brave and the Bold, Booster Gold, whatever it may be, on top of last year's Superman, the first movie, to have happened all within 2023 to 2025, 2026? No, that's not how it works. You can't release all of those fucking projects within 2 to 3 years. So again, it's bad faith. Like, I think what doesn't help stuff like this, as always, is, you know, the increased lens of scrutiny on the DCU. Supergirl's optics obviously doesn't help things. The Paramount Warner Brothers merger. Oh my god, Gunn is so fired. Laugh my ass off, like, kind of rhetoric online. It's that kind of shit. Like, and obviously, I can't tell you that there will be a DCU in 4 years' time. But as of right now, it's like how I've always spoken about Battinson merging in the DCU. I can't guarantee you that that wouldn't happen. But as of the logic right now, as of what Matt Reeves has said and what Gunn said, that's not happening. So as of the DCU, this project's happened, that project's happened, this project's happened, that project's happened on the lineup. Oh, Brave and the Bold, Paradise Lost, Booster Gold, Wonder Woman. They're all in development. So basically, over 3/4 of the projects on the lineup aren't canned. So the slate is not falling apart. So, do you see what I mean? Like, when I read people saying stuff like that online, I think really what it does is it exposes their, like, really bad faith bias to anything like this. You can't take them seriously because they will say it with such conviction. You know, I had a reply to me earlier. I don't know if I can find it. I think I had a quote tweet on it. But this is what I mean, like, if I can find it here. How do I go to the quote tweets? Reposts. Right, okay, so somebody said, they quoted my tweet and said, the fact, right, keywords here, the fact. The fact that the DCU has already quietly canned or stopped development on projects like Brave and the Bold. What do you mean, bro? How can you say the fact that the DCU has already cancelled Brave and the Bold when it's not a fucking fact? What? It's not a fact. It's in development. Like, sure, like, I could make a video in the future being like, oh, Brave and the Bold's been cancelled. But you cannot tell me that and quote my tweet and say, well, the fact that the DCU has already canned and cancelled Brave and the Bold and other projects like Paradise Lost. And it's like, no, as a matter of fact, those two projects are being developed at DC Studios right now. So that person who quote tweeted me is full of shit. Like, there's no other way to put it. And this is like, I would say 3/4 of the people who have like really like BS things to say about the DCU. Like, fair enough, genuine criticisms or whatever it may be, but that is like most of the people who are like just spewing shit like all the time. Would you care to explain that? Like, truly, do you have actually any logic behind that? Like, why? Like, what if Lanterns is really successful? Clayface, Man of Tomorrow? Like, by that point, by the time 2027 Man of Tomorrow comes out, what if they're in pre-production on Wonder Woman? Like, do you know what I mean? It just... Lantern Season 2. Like, I'm not saying that the DCU might... You know, again, it might not be here in 5 years. I could be making that video. But I don't think you could say this right now. Like... I think you're repeating something you've heard from like Geeks and Gamers or Nerdroic or something like that. Like, in all honesty, like, I would challenge you to explain to me how this is true. And by the way, I'm not like getting pissed. I'm just like really passionate about this because, like, genuinely, I find it hilarious. Like, it doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of like saying the Earth is flat. It's fucking flat, man. It's fucking flat, I'm telling you, it's flat. So, okay, but can you explain to me how? Like, maybe that's a terrible comparison, but that's what I view the comparison as, because, in my opinion, what people are saying is just as illogical. It doesn't really make sense. Right. There's my initial Boba rant over on this stream. I could talk about that all freaking day. We can do this all day. Earth isn't flat, idiot. It's hollow. But yeah, fair enough, Sequential. Yeah, some updating would be cool. Hopefully we'll get that in the next year or something. Swifty, I did not schedule. I am trolling you. You called me gay on the last stream, so yeah, that's why I didn't schedule it. Like, that's my personal revenge. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. By the way, Supergirl is objectively a better action movie than Superman. I told you before, but I checked again, and yeah, it has two MN at the end. What do you mean? What do you mean? I don't know what you're saying there, Swifty, but I'll agree to disagree. But thank you for the super chat as always.
Thank you.
Oh, it has 2 minutes at the end. I'm still confused. What are you saying? 2 minutes at the end? Of, like, what do you mean? I'm completely clued out of the conversation. Hello, Luke the Platypus. Welcome to the stream. Swifty, no, Sequential, sorry.
Guy like me.
Getting all that.
Getting all that.
Thank you very, very, very much for the $5 super chat. What I meant by updating is more of DCU. I would like... Sorry, I'm drinking so much fizz right now that it's very hard to not like burst out with a freaking huge burp. what I meant by updating is more of a DCO. I would like some updating since, you know, things change. I would like to know where Paradise Lost and Wonder Woman is. When it comes to Paradise Lost and Wonder Woman, believe it or not, I don't know if we need an update, like need one. Because the last thing we heard from Gunn wasn't actually that long ago, and he said that Paradise Lost is in extreme development. So as far as I'm concerned, unless they have something to say like, oh yeah, we're entering pre-production and it's shooting February 2027 or something, I don't think we need to know more than they're working on it and it's like in extreme development. Like, what use would it have for them to be like, oh yeah, by the way, yeah, Paradise Lost, you wanted an update? So we're still writing it. We're getting closer. And, like, we're looking to shoot that, hopefully, blah, blah, blah. Like, maybe they could say we're looking to shoot it or something next year, but I don't think it demands an answer. And I'm only looking at that not from a personal perspective, because, like, sure, like, I'm right there along with you. I'd love the opportunity to talk about some weird kind of Paradise Lost big update in a video, but from the studio perspective, I don't think they need to get that out there if we've already kind of got a broad kind of update on it already. It's in development. I will say though, and I said this about Booster Gold, that and the stream quality has gone downhill again, guys. Wi-Fi's going a bit weird. Sorry about that. Give it a couple of minutes. We should be... I think we need to have an update on them at, like, no later than by the end of this year. How bad are we buffering? That is quite irritating. Hold on. No. We are still lagging. Lag, 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 laggy, lag, lag. My God, we're lagging. Why is it so bad? Right, let me have a look at the old internet. I just... oh. And it's really frustrating that this keeps happening. Like, last stream, I think we were okay. But, my download speed apparently is fine. It's just my upload that is, like, tanking. But then it, like, goes straight back up again. So it's really temperamental. Okay, let me, restart it. That would take way... like, that would just, like... that would screw the whole stream, trust me. And it still wouldn't guarantee a fix. Turning it on and off again. JJ, thank you very, 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 very much for the $5 super chat. Lindelof said that Tom King suggested Old Hal on CBR. If it smells like shit, King is the epitome of sometimes maybe good, most times maybe shit. Well, I mean, again, as I said earlier, I understand people's frustrations with starting with an older Hal. I don't think that makes the show bad. I just think that's a creative decision that not everyone would enjoy. Like, you know, you could still have a really good story with Hal Jordan at this age. And I don't think you could convince me otherwise, but that doesn't mean the show will be great. It just means, like, there is a valid story that can be told there that is really good, but I completely understand why that might, off the bat, leave a bad taste in some people's mouths. So, you know. I just... oh. Swifty, okay, apparently we're back to excellent quality stream. Stream is healthy, YouTube tells me. But every now and again it says, poor connection. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. So yeah, guys, just to let everyone know in the chat, I honestly do apologize for, like, laggy content, because I can only imagine that is, like, so off-putting to, like, watch. And to be fair, like, 40 people have left, so, you know, thank you to those of you who are, like, struggling through the technical difficulties with me. Boba, Nerdrotic told me to tell you that the Earth is flat. Well, you know what? Thank you, Swifty.
Thank you.
Let's sail to the ends of the earth to prove him wrong. Or right, rather. You never know. You never know. In brightest day, there is hail in Rushville. Right. Sequential art chick with another $5 Enos. Thank you again.
Guy like me.
Getting all that.
Getting all that.
Right. Do you think Anna will be taken off the Wonder Woman script, or that maybe a second writer or more eyes will be on her script? Probably Titans 2. I think what I would say is, since Gunn hasn't taken Christina Hodson off of the Brave and the Bold script, and if anything, he's gone to bat for her on social media, I suspect that, just going off of that example, that he won't take Anna Nogueira off of Wonder Woman, but he might bring in a co-writer to, you know, work with her and iron out any kind of possible issues that could create another Supergirl screenplay. I think that would be one way of actually ensuring that even if Anna's on it, like, you could use her best ideas. And, you know, it's like Mike Flanagan wrote the treatment for Clayface, but Hossein Amini came in to rewrite it with James Watkins. Now, it's not exactly the same thing, but what I guess I'm trying to say is that Anna could write the Wonder Woman movie, but you could get their version of Hossein Amini, like another writer to like go over and scrutinize it or like change it up a little bit, that kind of thing. Need to move the modem into this room, and yeah, I can't do that though. It's way easier said than done. Like, the internet from like the road outside is like downstairs, and that cable only goes so far, and like I would have to pay somebody to like somehow put it up here in this room. But yeah, normally, like, honestly, my connection's been fine the entire time I've been living here since January. But it's only been the past couple of weeks. But we shall see if it continues. If not, I'll have to get onto the internet service provider and be like, you are stitching up my live streams. How freaking dare ye? How dare ye? Get a second booster? Well, I've got one booster, but maybe I do need another one. Is it really good for the Wi-Fi to hop from like the router to the booster to my room, but like to another booster and then my room? Maybe that would solve it. Right. Baby Boba, is Baby Boba awake? Baby Boba, I can't hear any crying, but Baby Boba got put to sleep about an hour ago. So if my wife has been blessed by the high heavens, she is getting some rest right now. And Baby Boba should sleep for a good few more hours yet. Swifty, thank you for the £10 super chat. Damn.
Thank you.
I'll make this as clear as I can, lol. Hammer kicks his ass. He rams into a kaiju, struggles with a baby in a river. Final fight, gets ass kicked, mostly then calls Krypton and has a few punches, plus laser. Supergirl over Superman. I mean, I said, is it louder than usual? Ooh, maybe. It shouldn't be. The music in the background, is it actually louder than usual? It should be normal. Nah, it should be fine. No, yeah, I said in my review, Swifty, that Supergirl had more action than Superman. And there were some action scenes that I even preferred their approach to. And I'll stand by that. Even though people were kind of hating on the Supergirl action, I was like, well, I think what I liked about it is that it would have been cool to see Superman do a lot more of that in his movie. So I don't necessarily entirely disagree. Sounds like a sleep stream. How dare you? I've always liked that theory. Audio delay? Maybe refresh the stream. We keep having technical difficulties here, so maybe that is why. Morgie says, why are people scorched earth on Anna, though, after this one flop? Pretty sure lots of creatives have flops that don't defy their whole careers. I think when it comes to Ana Nogueira, well, I think there's a few reasons. I guess, like, you know, as I said earlier, the DCU's got, like, such a harsher lens of scrutiny on it than maybe other franchises do. But then again, these days, like, fandoms are quite, you know, pedantic. But even with that being said, I don't think a lot of people had a bunch of, like, I think it's because she is quite a fresh screenwriter, and so yeah, you could give her the benefit of the doubt, but you could look at the screenplay for Supergirl and still puncture quite a few holes in, like, the plot and various other issues that, but then again, I have defended it to an extent that, you know, maybe there could have been better things that could have been left on the cutting room floor. But yes, it doesn't define their whole careers, but I think most people are like, well, we want the best of the best working on the most important DC characters, and is it worth the risk? Perhaps not. So I understand that perspective, but that's why I think the best kind of compromise, you know, well, even like the best approach really to ensure like the best result would be to get a co-writer on Wonder Woman. But I'm sure that would happen anyway. I think it would be shopped around quite a bit, in addition to Ana Nogueira's, you know, screenplay. I've seen that theory for a while. I do think that Andy Muschietti will probably be swapped out. I mean, I don't know if Gunn would end up directing it, though. I have explored that before. I think there is a reality where that happens, but I wouldn't rule it out. Let's just say that. But I think that if Gunn ended up directing it, he would never hear the end of it being like, oh, so you direct Superman and you direct this. Oh, you Preacher, come on. Oh, Peacemaker. Oh, wait, nope. Now there's Man of Tomorrow. Oh, Batman? So I don't know if he would do that. I think he would still be heavily embedded into the creative process. So he's already admitted as such that he's very... you know, ingrained in the Brave and the Bold development. Kayla, I think I missed your thoughts on Brand New Day. Yeah, fair enough, Lanterns Live. I feel the same way. I think people will nitpick it, but I think they'll also really like it. But again, I think the microcosm of fans in the public town square online will obviously never really be happy. But that doesn't reflect the entire audience. What's with the trolls in today's stream? Are there trolls? Who's trolling? Bro, I just got spoiled on Hal right now? What do you mean? Nothing's... I mean, whatever you're saying with regards to Hal, you don't have to believe it, if that makes sense. Doesn't... I mean, have you seen proof of whatever is being spoiled, supposedly? I mean, but, you know, whether it happens, whether it doesn't happen, I mean, I think that's another thing about today's day and age. Like, nothing remains secret. You think the trolls left? Oh, okay. I mean, it's hard for me to moderate everything, to be fair. I probably do need some mods. You're tired, Burton? Me too. Me too. Aren't we all? Aren't we all tired? I don't think it's deviating away more so than a lot of other adaptations that you may or may not be happy with. To be fair, JJ. But again, I mean, I feel like I would be debating with a brick wall because, you know, I know your stance probably wouldn't change when it comes to lanterns, you know, with all due respect. I already know, like, how you feel about it. I guess what I would find interesting, Salmanoi, would be what would disappoint you. Okay, Kayla. Unfortunately, I have not seen Batman Cape Crusader. I was asking this earlier if anyone's seen it because I would love to hear their thoughts because unfortunately, I mean, I didn't even look into screeners this time. I had screeners for season 1 of Cape Crusader. This year, I think, you know, with the baby and everything, it completely slipped my mind, so I couldn't get an early review out. And obviously with the baby as well, like, I haven't had time to put aside to even, like, watch Cape Crusader right now. So I don't know if hopefully I'll get around to, like, reviewing it on the channel, but I haven't seen anything. Oh yeah, of course, of course. Do I think Lanterns is going to be Penguin level? I think so, but at the expense of Hal. I think that is the aim. I think they absolutely intend Lanterns to be like, you know, Penguin, Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon. It's under the prestigious HBO kind of brand. So yeah, do I think it will be? I think it. I don't know. Will it be Penguin levels? I think it will. It will be close. But you know, that is already like sky high. So if you're close to Penguin in terms of like people liking it both critically and general audience wise, you know, that's already a win. All right. Let me double check. By the way, Kakarot's Glock, thank you so much for that super chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just trying to find the other super chats. Okay, there we go. Oh, after Kaka, we have Sequential Art Chick. Thank you so much again for another super chat, but also a $10 very generous super chat, Sequential. Thank you so much. To be fair, Boba, Gunn did say he was working closely with Christina Hodson, which would mean the movie will be different than what Christina Hodson might have been. Yeah, I think he's probably guiding Christina Hodson's hand with the script. That's the way I've always viewed that. So you could kind of look at that almost as a co-written thing. Not that I'm pretending to know what's going on in the room when Gunn is with Christina Hodson working on Brave and the Bold, but like, and he might not get a co-writer credit, but I think the way to look at it is that he's basically producing it, obviously, and he will be steering it very closely. So yeah, like you could argue a similar thing with Wonder Woman, but I still think you should probably get another writer in. And I think that's what the DCU needs in general, is more voices from big name people, more producers kind of perfecting the movies, and you know, that way you're putting out something that has gone through plenty of talented people. You shouldn't always keep it to like the smallest bubble and a bit of an echo chamber of like, okay, now what we're doing is good. When it, you know, comes out, it might not be good. But so far, you know, we've only had a couple of projects, and I don't think you can call it either way. We'll have to wait and see with Lanterns and Clayface how people feel about that, because then it's like, okay, the DC Studios team they've put together are putting out things that are successful for the studio. I keep seeing Drew Goddard's name all the time. Yeah. I'm doing very well, Eldon. Thank you for asking. How are you doing? Swifty, thank you for the £5 super chat. I have to block at least one twat per stream, which I sometimes regret because I enjoy annoying people. So, Boba, let me know if I miss anything interesting. I will. I will. There's no need to block. I mean, unless somebody's like literally trolling. But you know, guys, even if like somebody puts out something that you don't agree with, or you're like, oh man, that's like way too far. Like, I don't think that. Like, just agree to disagree. Like, you don't need to get like angry with each other. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, if somebody hates whatever you like, just be like, okay, well, I'm sorry you feel that way. It's like, okay, all right, you know, don't affect me. JJ, thank you for the $2 super chat, my friend.
Thank you.
By the way, I have major issues with MCU, Hank, and Ultron. Okay, I mean, again, I'm not saying you can't have issues. Not at all. Not at all, dude. Not at all. Fair enough. But I would say watch the show first. And the way I would recommend you to watch the show, even though you obviously fundamentally disagree with like starting where Hal's at, is like, okay, but now watch it like, okay, well, this is a Hal show where they've started off, not a Hal show, it's more of a John show. But this is where they've started off like a comic book, right? Where you've picked up an issue of a comic book run where you're starting a story where Hal is 30 years into his career. You could really, in theory, enjoy that Green Lantern story. So, you know, if you go from there on out, you might still really enjoy all the Green Lantern aspects of it, basically. Dark Side Apocalypse with the $5 super chat. Thank you very much, dude.
Thank you.
Drew Goddard is on the DC writing team. Yes, he is indeed, yet not assigned to anything. It was the clear choice for Brave and Bold, in my opinion, even more now after Project Hail Mary. That has been people's most wanted thing for the longest time. I think that was even like a response thing. No, there was an interview recently. Was it with Josh Horowitz, or am I wrong? But somebody asked him, does he have anything cooking with the DCU? And he was like, well, you know, I don't want to say anything because then it would just like catch like a story. But I don't think he's working on anything right now. But when he was asked, could there be something that he could do? Are there any ideas? He didn't like exactly say no. So yeah, I don't know. Like I feel like you know, a lot of people are right with Drew Goddard. Technically is a part of that team, but it hasn't felt like he's worked on anything that we're aware of and isn't. And it's like, why aren't his talents being utilized? But maybe they're waiting for that right opportunity. You would have thought Batman, right? So, I don't know. Really, I don't know. But from that recent interview answer, it did seem encouraging that he, you know, is kind of waiting for like that thing of whatever he was referring to materialize at some point in time, which could be really cool. Thank you, Darkseid. Thank you very much.
Guy like me. Getting all that?
Getting all that? Guy like me. I really don't think they're going to adapt Parallax Hal Jordan. I really don't. I really don't. Well, in terms of Batman, Wonder Woman, and Flash, I don't, you know, they're not going to be able to get any of those out by next year. They would have to, like, start filming right now. So, Man of Tomorrow, is technically the only DCU movie, but you've got the Batman. Well, no, you don't. You don't have the Batman too. So yeah. Oh, fuck me. That was like a bit of a, like, forgetful moment there. But, yeah, I think it will be the only movie. I don't see how DC could really, like, churn out another project out of nowhere. So, you know, I think I get why that's frustrating, but the answer isn't to be like, DC, quickly, grab the closest thing and put it out there, because that would be terrible. You don't want a bad project because you've rushed a script and you've somehow rushed the filming, and that's the worst thing you could do in a situation like this. The worst thing. You do not want to do that. No, 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 no. You do not want to do that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. What the fuck is going on? What is this? What is this? I mean, don't get me wrong, major L in terms of like the movie and the box office, but no. Yeah, it wouldn't be the downfall of the entire franchise, no. How do I feel about the Jimmy Olsen series? I'm not particularly excited for it, but I am very conscious of what I've said before, that Peacemaker, right? I always use that example. Before that came out, like, a lot of us, including me, were like, Peacemaker series, couldn't really give two craps about it. Like, it doesn't really seem like a concept any of us are that interested in. And we've learned the lesson that a series can still be very good, even if you didn't ask for it. Who asked for it? Like, if there's one thing I've learned in life, just because you don't frickin' ask for something, it doesn't mean it won't be good. So the Jimmy Olsen series, I don't think, first and foremost, if you use your heads, guys, I don't think they would greenlight something deliberately and put millions of dollars into it for it to be complete utter shit. Sure, that happens, but the intention behind it, you wouldn't, especially at DC Studios, in my opinion, risk something being complete utter horseshit. Like, what do you think Gunn is like? I know some people will answer this a different way, but do you really think he's that stupid? I would like to think that no, he's not. And the reason why this is getting made is because there was a pitch, there's a project, there's creatives behind American Vandal, and there's something potentially good there. Now, yes, you can join me and sit with me over here and be like, well, I don't really, you know, the series. I kind of feel like how I did about Peacemaker before we even got a trailer. But I will reserve judgment. You know, until that first trailer comes out, I can happily sit here and be like, well, you know, the concept of it doesn't really interest me too much. I can maybe get into a bit of a conversation enough about it to be like, oh, okay, you know, Gorilla Grodd, okay, you know, what could be going on here? Maybe there's quite a bit of world building with other villains and metahumans, and maybe it could be quite a cool comedic mockumentary kind of thing, you know, that shows another example of the tonal diversity that the DCU projects can offer from project to project, right? So yeah, long story short, how do I feel about it? I'm not particularly excited, but I'm also not going to condemn it and be like, oh, Gunn needs to cancel this series. If there's one thing I can't stand is, most of all, who asked for this? When people say that. Often, you know, I'm not saying that I don't want a Batman, Wonder Woman, and whatever movie. I do. They're happening. Well, that's the intention anyway, for them to happen. They're being developed. But I don't think you should always rely on the biggest and tentpole characters time and time and time again, and do them time and time and time and time again. And for anything outside of the most popular characters to be, comments made of like, who asked for this? Well, look at projects that have come out, whether it be DC or otherwise, that you didn't ask for, but were really, really good. So, I get, it all comes back around to full circle of what I was saying, where the DC Studios, has a major, scrutiny lens put over the whole thing. People don't give it the benefit of the doubt, understandably. I think Warner Brothers, with the way they've handled the IP for the past 15 years, has been, caused a lot of contention in the fandom. And, even though Peter Safran and Gunn aim to get the goodwill of the fandom back, it's still, until you get a Batman that's kick-ass and a Wonder Woman movie that's kick-ass, people won't have the absolute confidence in a random Jimmy Olsen series being greenlit. From where I'm standing, I try to apply a bit of rational thinking to it, being like, okay, well, personally, I'm not feeling excited, but until I see something, which is when the marketing is coming out, that is when I'll be like, okay, well, I like the look of this or not. I think when it comes to other things, people get confused as well, like, when it comes to, why aren't we getting a Batman movie right now? Why is there a Jimmy Olsen series already going into production? Well, I don't think you need to look at it that way. Like, it's just the case of the Jimmy Olsen series was a thing that they had ready to go at the time. What are they supposed to do? Just leave the script on the table, being like, we're not doing anything else until the Batman script is ready. And then you may have Janet come in the room and say something like, wait, so even if Brave and the Bold isn't ready until, like, 2028, October, and that's when you'll start filming, you're not going to progress with any other project under DC Studios until then. Like, do you see how ridiculous that sounds? No, you wouldn't. If you had a pitch, like Clayface, that came out of nowhere, and it was ready, you move forward with it. If you have a pitch for the Jimmy Olsen series that you're like, fuck, this actually, apparently, behind closed doors, sounded really good. It was ready before Batman. Fuck it. Let's do it. They're not doing that all the time. But people act like, oh my god, they're prioritizing Jimmy Olsen before Batman, the Brave and the Bold, and Wonder Woman, and the whatever movie that you want. No, that's the really, the worst way of thinking about it. It's just that the Batman, Brave and the Bold, and Wonder Woman aren't ready yet. If they were ready, and the script was ready right now, Wonder Woman, I'm telling you, would be going into pre-production right now. Like, it would be. They would be gearing up. It's not ready. Like, period. What are they supposed to do? Just sit on their asses and not move forward with any other DC Studios DCU project? No. So, what happens is this all gets, like, conflated online with, like, confusion and... Do you see what I'm saying? But when you, like... When you kind of think about it this way, it's like, it makes sense. The only other alternative, by the way, to what I was just saying is, okay, they basically force the Brave and the Bold and Wonder Woman movies to be created right now when they're not ready. And they start filming when the script, we've all heard movie shoots and comic book movies that haven't had completed scripts when they've been filming. This leads to potentially bad movies, reshoots, so on and so forth. That is your alternative. That's it. Do you want that to happen? That's the alternative. No fighting in the chat, by the way, guys, or calling each other names. Otherwise, I'll just, like, mute you both. That is the only way to solve these situations. Like, you can debate things without getting, like, toxically combative about it. Do you know what I mean? You could just be like, oh, yeah, okay. I've told you this, like, time and time again. No arguing in my chat, otherwise. you'll be gone. Nothing personal, though. Boba tired. I don't know if I'm tired. It's more that it's hitting like almost 90 degrees in this room with no AC. As usual in the summer of England. Oh god, I just realized that this is all fucked up again. And, you know, when you're like sweating and it's really hot, then I think that makes me sleepy, potentially. I don't know. And before anyone says get an AC, you know the drill. I've been trying. It's not easy in the UK right now. You're a part of this too. Right, okay, I fixed it. Alright, where are we? JJ says, John is cool, but he's a glorified side character. Okay, cool. My comeback to that is, what if they give way more substance to Jon Stewart? Like, you're looking at it from your perspective of John, right? I can kind of see what you're saying. But that doesn't mean that the Lantern series couldn't make John your new favorite Green Lantern. I'm not saying it will, but I'm just saying, think about it. They could make him a really good character, like, beyond what you think he is already. To be like, oh, John's a glorified side character. Lanterns, why the fuck would they make John the main Green Lantern of the DCU? I get where you're coming from if that's, like, how you feel, but, like, what if you really like the characterization? You know, you need to give it a chance. Swifty, thank you for the £5 super chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Guy like me. Getting all that?
The whole thing is entwined deeply with Hal. It is. It very much so is. It very much so is. My all-time two favorite characters are Magic, Anya. Okay, Supergirl. And coincidentally, they are my two favorite movies. I see a lot of people loving Anya Magic. Do you like her? Do I like her? Wait, what? Hold on. I just... Are we talking about what I think we're talking about? As in... Are you talking about Anya Taylor-Joy? Or am I having a brain fart right now? Yeah. From New Mutants. I thought so. Yeah, because I was like, Anya, Magic, New Mutants. Man, sorry, I keep getting distracted because of all the bloody Jon Stewart arguing. JJ, the antagonist, is in full swing here. In full swing. All right, sorry, Swifty. I do apologize getting distracted there. Harley Quinn. I mean, God, the amount of fan castings there. So your all-time two favorite characters are Magic plus Supergirl. Coincidentally, they are my two favorite movies. That's interesting because I feel like a lot of people were shitting over New Mutants when it came out, and since really. I see a lot of people, loving Anya's Magic. Do you like her? I mean, yeah, I would like to see I don't know if people would... Well, so we talk about the character of Magic or Anya's actual Magic iteration, like her portrayal of Magic. There it is. That's what I was waiting for. New Mutants bad. New Mutants bad. Of course, Swifty loves it. Swifty, you are an enigma to me. You love Supergirl TV show, but you hate, what was it? I can't remember what you said you hated, but it was completely fascinating to me, the contradiction there. Swifty says, New Mutants is the greatest movie ever made. But yeah, the character of Magic, yes. Anya's Magic, I would have to watch the movie again, in all honesty with you. I haven't seen that in a very long time. How's that actually doing on Rotten Tomatoes? New Mutants. 36%. When was that actually filmed, to be fair, compared to when it actually came out? 2017. You know what? I don't know why it is, but it feels like that happened a lot earlier. But then again, my channel was created in like 2016, 2017. So like that's actually wild. Like 2016, 2017 feels like a long time ago, but at the same time it doesn't. But then again, it's like, my God, we're almost in 2027. It is mad how time flies. But yeah. Not to be rude, but that has to be bait, right? Wait, what? Magic was so racist in that movie for no reason. She's about to be in Lord of the Rings. She is. She is. Is she going to be an original character elf? I think she might be. Correct me if I'm wrong. But if you're on about her as an actress, I think she's really, really good. Very, very good. I realize, by the way, in these streams, I'm always like sat like this. I need to sit up straight. Ugh. But you know what, Swifty? I think you're actually a Supergirl hater. Brimmed, holy shit. Thank you so much for another very generous super chat. Holy crap, dude. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Guy like me. Getting all that?
She's very talented. She most certainly is. Jay Shocko. Brimmed, again, man, thank you so much for your very generous super chats, man. $20 freaking. Most of the best stories in DC tend to have at least one of the Trinity. Clayface has us hoping for a shadow of Batman. It sounds like they are fast-tracking Wonder Woman. She wasn't even mentioned. I wouldn't rely on Clayface having a shadow of Batman. That's what I will say. I almost fully expect it to truly like just operate as its own character story within Gotham. And I also understand why it doesn't have to have Batman. That would be cool, but it doesn't have to like tick that box. Shadow of Batman. Oh, box ticked. Even though I think a lot of fans would love that. Wonder Woman wasn't mentioned on the DCU Chapter 1 roadmap. That is true. So I do think there was a pivot there creatively. Okay, we need to kind of like get onto Wonder Woman and, start getting those characters in gear. But yeah, I think they are fast-tracking it in terms of... I think, and I've always said, I feel like they're trying to get Wonder Woman out before Brave and the Bold. But now, after Supergirl, that is the first time I felt a bit of doubt with that theory I've had, only because of, like, not Anya Chalotra, Anna Noguera. Maybe they might have to take another creative stab or, like, review of how Wonder Woman is going. But otherwise, I think they would have gone really gung-ho on getting Wonder Woman made. And I think they still are, but I just do suspect because of how Supergirl's performed, they might look at, oh, do we want this to happen again with Wonder Woman? Maybe we need to, like, get the magnifying glass out and really look into, like, the way we're making these things with the writers and the teams that we have. So yeah, I hear you, Brim. Thank you once again. I know I keep saying thank you, but thank you for all of the support you give me, man. It really, really makes a difference, so thank you so much. JMB's Productions with a $5 super chat. Thank you very much, my friend. Do you think the Olsen series introducing Grodd means that they're setting up the Legion of Doom for a Justice League movie, given the DCU potentially has 5 members? I honestly here have no idea, but I love the idea of the Legion of Doom being like the longer term villains for the Trinity to tackle. You know, because you're right, like, we've explored theories like this before, like after Man of Tomorrow. Like, I think Gunn should absolutely explore the spectrum that is Lex Luthor, because he is a human at the end of the day. There is humanity to be explored, believe it or not. But to double down on his villainy by the ending events of the movie would be the most satisfying thing. Like, you explore a bit of complexity to his character in Man of Tomorrow, but then you double down on something he might do, right? Maybe that leads to that war suit fight between him and Superman. Maybe that's what we've seen some set footage of already. Then, yeah, Grodd, and various other characters. Obviously, there's Deathstroke and Bane, whatever the heck is happening with that project. Brainiac. Who else am I forgetting about here? But either way, do I think that could happen? I'm not sure, because maybe, but I'm wondering where Salvation ends. Like, I know Salvation's going to be kind of visited upon in some way, shape, or form in Man of Tomorrow, but, like, will that threat be resolved? I don't know, or is that... Because I feel like Gunn said to me, I can't remember, that if it was, like, Salvation and Lanterns go significantly beyond Man of Tomorrow, so maybe whatever's going on there could really be whatever the Justice League threat is, you know? But we shall see. We shall see. I would love, if I could press a button for the Legion of Doom, I would press it like 10 times over. Sequential Art Chick, thank you so much, as always. I really appreciate how much you support this channel. You're always doing this with another $5 super chat.
Thank you.
To be fair, Boba, I think people are expecting more of a balancing of other characters and A-listers, not only, but no other DC movie in 22. That's a very reasonable thing. I can absolutely understand. So, with everything I was saying earlier regarding this, it's like, well, okay, Boba, but what about, you know, more of a balancing of these characters? You know, you're defending Clayface, Lanterns, and whatnot, but okay, if you're doing characters like that, and, you know, you're doing a Jimmy Olsen series and whatnot, you've done Peacemaker and Creature Commandos, we probably should chuck another, boom, big character in there, like Wonder Woman or Batman. And I think, like, I completely agree with you, and it's... The irony is that I think they are. It's just that they're not ready yet. Do you know what I mean? Like, without repeating myself too much from earlier, yeah, Lanterns are, you know, big characters. Howard Jordan's a big character. And Superman, like, starting off, like, I think people forget that they started off with goddamn Superman. But without repeating myself so much from earlier, yes, there should be a balance if you're, like, doing a tonal diversity across different projects with different characters, and that's being demonstrated with Clayface and a mockumentary with Jimmy Olsen and Grodd and whatever's going on there. And then you should do a Batman movie, so there should be big characters like that as well. But if Batman and Wonder Woman aren't ready, then they're not ready. Now, you could argue, but Boba, you know, if it's been worked on for 3 years, how is it not ready? I think maybe that could be, you know, for a bunch of different reasons. I don't think it's because they haven't prioritized it. Maybe, to be fair, I think the reality of the situation could be is that they always knew that Brave and the Bold was going to happen after the Batman Part 2. I think that is something that's always been a cornerstone of, like, creative decision making. at DC. They're like, okay, we're going to do that after Batman Part 2. It's just that now the Batman Part 2 is coming out 2028. And to be fair, like, by the way, this is no surprise to me. Like, Brave and the Bold with, like, the original roadmap projection has always felt like 2028, 2029 to me, right? People were really surprised by that and, like, were annoyed why I didn't react more to it. And I didn't know what else to say other than maybe this is new for a lot of people to digest. And I'm not saying I'm a fucking oracle here, but I've always felt like that movie would be over here. So, you know, people like saying, oh, well, this means we're not going to get Brave and the Bold until sometime well after 2028 now. So, like, basically what I'm trying to say is, yeah, I get what you're saying, but, like, that's why I think they've also fast-tracked Wonder Woman, and they were talking about that, the DC Studios press address back in February 2025, whereas, like, Anna Nogueira put Titans on the shelf to work on Wonder Woman, because they're like, well, fuck, let's get another Trinity member going, because Brave and the Bold isn't going to be until, like, 2029, probably. So, yeah, you know, it is a very nuanced and complex thing, I think, overall. You can't just, like, click your finger and genie up a, you know, a movie being ready. And so I think the projects that we're getting so far are just what, like, is just what they can do. You could, even if you want to be like, okay, even if they were down to, like, make another Flash movie, for example, whatever it may be, you still need to make a script and then make a pitch for a script that is, I mean, Booster Gold, as we were covering not so long ago, and I'll talk about in more depth in tomorrow's video, that pilot script was handed in and it was rejected. Like, they, you know, you could be like, oh, for fuck's sake, I really wanted Booster Gold to, like, happen with David Jenkins, but it's like, but think about it. Like, if they didn't have confidence in the pilot script for the series, do you really want them to make that version of it? Well, if you don't, then it's just a shame, I guess, because, you know, the reality of the situation is it's going to take a bit longer. But, you know, we can't just force these things to happen. I don't know. When you, I do truly believe, if you start thinking about it that way, it's like, yeah, you can be frustrated, but I do also think there's reasons for it. Maybe not everything, but, like, there is logic behind it. Swifty, thank you for the £2. Starting with a comedy, Jimmy, etc. Dilute the excitement. You're saying that the Jimmy series dilutes the excitement? Is that what you're saying? Maybe. I could see the optics there. People are like, oh, you know, we want the Batman movie, the Wonder Woman movie, or whatever it may be. Jimmy series. Trust me. I mean, despite everything I'm saying, I do get it. I think you know, some people just don't think about it beyond that face value, and they're like, really? Oh, cancel this show right now. And, you know, can't really do much there to change the optics of that, but, you know, what are they going to say? We're working on Wonder Woman, by the way. We're working on Batman. Okay, like, what you know, what else can they do? Brimmed, thank you very much once again for another super chat, a $10 super chat here. Yes.
Guy like me. Getting all that?
I would love it if they would change focus from Brave and the Bold to A World's Finest. I'm looking into buying one here in the US and have it shipped. Gotta see if it would run in your British power. Dude. I mean, well, first and foremost, with Brave and the Bold to A World's Finest, I feel mixed on that. I see the appeal of A World's Finest, I really do. I would love it. But I also would love a solo DC Batman movie at the same time. So I would love to know what chat thinks of that. Like, would you opt for A World's Finest? So, like, you know how we're getting Superman and Lex Luthor and Man of Tomorrow? It's going to, you know, be quite a lot going on there. Would you want a Superman and Batman movie? Or would you want Batman to have his own, like... I don't think we should do that because people would really compare it to Batman versus Superman. It wouldn't be the same plot, obviously. but it would still be Batman and Superman again, and I would rather that after a solo Batman movie. But yeah, AC wise, again, I'm guys, I'm more than happy enough to buy one. But as I was saying, it's crazy how much we talk about this on stream, but I was watching a news report the other day, and AC sales in the UK have shot up by 300%, which is why they're all out of stock. But there is, I don't know if that's what you're saying. There's no need, man, to like buy one and have it shipped. That would cost a fortune. My God, with how freaking fat and big these things are as well. They're massive, but that is very kind of you if that is what you're implying there. But yeah, that's another question. Would it run? Would it run on the old British Power? Brimmed, really appreciate you, man, and thank you so much. But you know me, I'm going to order one. I think as soon as it gets to winter. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe with like the heat waves and everything, people are going to do this. But in the winter, I think, in the next few months, hopefully there'll be a lot more in stock and I'll be able to get one for next summer. But maybe everyone's going to do that as well. We'll have to wait and see. Swifty, thank you for the £5 super chat once again. Laughing myself, I got a weakness for bad girls and I found her racism hilarious. Damn! I enjoy the contrast between Supergirl's light and magic dark. She is the ultimate badass. Okay. Okay. I see. I see. I see. Take it like a man, but how dare you, Chili? How dare you? It's actually, it's not so much, I suppose, for... I mean, I could... Well, mind you, I challenge you to work in a room where the windows are shut, 3 studio lights are on, you've got a fat PC spitting out heat, and the room gets 34 degrees hot. That is... You know, it's not... And then also you've got a baby in the house, which can't regulate their own body temperature, so, you know. Definitely going to be buying one. I think that's why people are doing it as well, because of the climate is just literally getting worse. So, let's do it with a bit more comfort next time. Connor, hello! Thank you so much for the $5 super chat, Connor. Hope you're doing well. Hey, Bobo, what is your best educated guess as to who Scarlett Johansson is actually playing in the Batman 2? My best guess is Andrea... Samantha Vanover mixed type character. You know what? I was going to kind of go... If there is the... I was going to say a similar thing with regards to... Best educated guess. You know me. I'm all over the place with it. But if there truly is a Court of Owls element in the movie, I do think that the Gilded Dent thing is wrong. And that she would be... directly involved somehow with Charles Dance's character, whether that be she's the daughter or something, and that would be more Samantha Vanover type, but she could pose as like a more like, you know, again, there's that kind of lady arc. Andrea though, but this is the thing, this is where I go all over the place. Like, you can only do so many influences, and Matt Reeves can't do all of them. Like the Andrea thing, I understand, like she's not necessarily going to be called Andrea, but you could have the love interest vibe to Bruce and seduce him, and he could reconsider his like everything that he's been doing. I don't know, man. Honestly with you, I don't feel like I could give you an educated guess, because I feel like I'm overwhelmed with all of the different avenues that Matt Reeves could actually apply to her, right? She could be a Lady Arkham, Vicky Vale type, with still the Andrea Beaumont type vibes. If there is more of a Court of Owls thing, what if there's the Andrea type vibes and there's people saying, what if she's going after the Secret Society? That's probably less likely, but it's more likely that she would be a part of it herself. I think that would be the case. There's no way Scarlett Johansson, if there is actually a Court of Owls thing, that she wouldn't be on the inside of it. So the more I'm kind of yapping here, I'm coming to a bit of a process of elimination of love interest to Bruce, seducing him, but still very ingrained in the you know, deeper corruption in Gotham that could link to the Court of Owls, but I don't think it would be that simple either. I feel like there would still be another twist beyond that. So I know that's a bit of a boring answer, Connor, but I think at this point, with how the stories have developed for the Batman too, like, oh, she's Gilda Dent and Sebastian Stan's Harvey Dent. But it's like, oh, wait, no, Sebastian Stan is Victor Zsasz. So, okay, where does that place Scarlett Johansson? And it's like, all of these theories now, it's like, okay, well, what is going on? Is Jeff Snyder right with Sebastian Stan playing Victor Zsasz? But what if he isn't? Because he said that Brian Tyree Henry was playing Harvey Dent, but with Gordon and Brian Tyree Henry in the back of that ambulance, it kind of seems like, what if he's playing Harvey Bullock? And like, maybe that makes sense. And, well, if Jeff Snyder was wrong about that, like, I'm not saying he is, but hypothetically here, well then, could he be wrong about Sebastian Stan's Victor Zsasz and thus Scarlett Johansson having some kind of role in the Court of Owls? I kind of love how clueless I am here. Like, we have a lot of information, but I don't feel like I could say with conviction that, oh yeah, she's going to be like a... But there is something in my gut saying that if this is the way that Jeff Snyder has presented it, Charles Dance is like the Grand Master of the Court of Owls. There could be like some twist there where like he's like an Arkham as well. And they're the ones who wanted to keep Martha locked up in the institutions that she was in and out of her life. Like, as Riddler says, they didn't want anyone to know. They being the other Arkhams or whatever. Maybe Scarlett Johansson is somehow involved in all of that in a Samantha Vanover type way. I don't think that makes her an Arkham, by the way, because that would be pretty weird. But who knows? But yeah, I would have to do a video about this again. Like, going through all the possibilities of who these characters could play. But I always get nervous, like, brainstorming videos like that, because it's like, anything could happen any day now that offers even more insight, which would make the whole video irrelevant. Thank you, Connor. Brimmed, thank you once again for another super chat.
Thank you.
Give us an Arkham movie then. An Arkham movie, I wouldn't say no to. I wouldn't say no to. I think people love the idea of a Batman movie fully embedded in Arkham. You know, that was going to be the Ben Affleck Batman movie, something like that, apparently. So that would be pretty freaking epic. I'm not gonna lie, it would be. Swifty with another super chat here. Thank you so much. With this, I should be number 1. I feel like Brian and Brim are running out of money. What? About Supergirl, CW, what I said was I hate lots of woke, but I can find it charming. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. You Supergirl stan. But no, yeah, thank you, Swifty. And maybe you are number 1. Let me have a check. You are. Fair play. Fair play indeed. Thank you for supporting the channel. Right, I think we're up to date with the super chat, so let's read some of the live chat here. It's getting freaking boiling in this room. Will Dynamic Duo be delayed to 2029 because the Batman Part 2 was delayed to 2028? I don't think that means it would be, because it's like such a different type of movie. It's a family-friendly, animated, like mixed with CG puppetry type kind of thing. I think you could, you know, I think you could have one at one side of the year and the other on the opposite end of the year. So I wouldn't say, it wouldn't surprise me if it got delayed anyway, by the way, but you could still have Dynamic Duo release later on. So hell yeah, Chili. I can't wait till we get something a little bit more of substance.
But I just...
Do I think there will be any reference to Sophia in Part 2? Reference, maybe. But absolutely not seeing her. Not that you said we'd be seeing her, but a reference, yeah, you could say there would be a reference with regards to, you know, the events of the Penguin and stuff like that, or like, I don't know. But I wouldn't get your hopes up. Whoa! Brimmed. Holy shit, dude. Thank you. Oh my god. Another $50 super chat. Dude. How far out of second am I? Dude, you're probably number 1 now, right? Yeah, you are. You're now rank 1 on the live stream, dude. Holy shit. Swifty, you have been absolutely usurped there by Brimmed. You have been brimmed and pinned. There is no other way to put this.
Thank you.
There's no other way to put this. There's only one way to handle this, and that is Penguin doing his nutting. All hail the Brimstone. Dude, Brimmed. I think you have helped me, alongside the others, obviously, but absolutely crushed the goal for the umpteenth stream in a row. So thank you so much, man. It is so surreal to me still, like, how crazy these streams get every freaking time. Oh my god, dude. And yeah, thank you. I dub thee Sir Brimstone, JJ says. Man. Sorry, Swifty, but Brimmed is indeed number 1 now. You're number 2, though. You're rank 2. Jesus. What a way to get to the 2-hour mark in the stream. Another $50 super chat from Brimmed. Holy shit. Massive shout out and W's in the chat, please, to Brimmed. I'm out of rum and cokes, though. Sad times. Had these left over from the weekend. I didn't see a single W in the chat, so I'm going to do it myself. There's only one way to handle this situation. Many W's in the chat for Brimmed. You cannot stop me. I mean, do you ever see a creator in his own live stream spam the shit out of the chat? Because this is what we do when Brimmed and Pinned ascends to this level. I've just realized, I don't want to jinx it, but the stream has been... it's not been lagging for a while now. I feel like the super chats somehow like fuel the anti-lag. That's actually kind of a crate. Like, could you imagine, like, the more super chats somebody gets, the less laggy the stream gets? Baby Boba is calm. Absolutely. I hope so. Sometimes I can hear her crying. But I think tonight, it's going okay. Baby Boba's doing well. Cedric, how is the PS5 Pro doing? What games have you been playing on the old PS5 Pro? Let me know, let me know. Let me know how it's going. Do, 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 do. But I just... oh. Guys, do you want to have a cursed Boba image? Do you guys remember this one? Why won't it let me bring that on stream? Why won't it let me bring that on stream? Right. Swifty said that he likes bad girls, right? think that's what he said. So, how do you feel about this bad bitch? If it will let me. Why won't it let me? No, I've lost it. I just... Oh. Why is it doing this? What? That's so annoying. It won't let me. Why wouldn't it let me show this image on stream? It's too mighty for the stream. It is being censored. How fascinating. It's too cursed. I feel like some of you know what I'm trying to pull up. Okay, that is really, really, really weird. There it is. There it is. What do you think of this? Bobina has returned. I mean... Does anyone remember this? Or is it just me? Up on stream. Oh my god. I literally look away to try and get Bobina up on stream. And what the fuck is going on? Real Bleep. £100 super chat. And I realize that this is happening when Bobina's on this. Guys, if you're just coming to the stream now, this is not what it looks like. I don't sell these photos for £100 super chats, I swear to God. That's not what we do here. It just happened to happen. Real Bleep, dude. Holy shit. Right, that's it. Like, that is it. Please, 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 all the W's in the chat. Just slightly late to the stream tonight, so you end with £100 super chat. Jesus, 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 my God. Bleep, thank you so much. I sincerely mean this from the bottom of my heart, man. Like, oh my God. Wait, let me quickly check. Have you gone... I was about to say, have you gone to rank 1 straight away? So we have Brim to get to rank 2, and usurp Swifty from rank 1. And now, Real Bleep enters the stream in just a few seconds, climbs all the way to the top to rank 1. But I just... Oh. Seriously, man, thank you. I know you know that I'm super grateful for this, but, like, it's not going to stop me from saying thank you 1,000 times, dude. That is insane. Absolutely insane. I was saying before you entered the stream, like, for the umpteenth time, for the umpteenth stream, you guys are being super duper duper crazy generous, and then Real Bleep comes in and just, like, turns up the dial even more. and somehow gets to rank 1 straight away. Dude. And it happened to happen when Bobina was on stream. By the way, for those who don't know, like, this is when Jackson used to make Boba edits when we were live. And we've got more here. We've got more. Where I've got like a little meme folder here somewhere. There are some cursed ones. There are some real big cursed ones. But, bleep, dude. Oh my god. Boba proper playing on that top spot. I just want to give recognition, man. I always forget about the fact that YouTube streams have, like, leaderboards, so... Seriously, thank you, Bleep.
But I just... oh.
Jeez. Bleep, I hope you're doing well, man, and no worries for being late, dude. Jeez. Still can't get over it. It is just crazy. I want to go back to when that was sent in, because I didn't really... Yeah. There we go. Huge W, absolutely. Slightly late. Why won't it let me click on... There we go. How do we move forward from this, guys? I don't like moving forward from crazy-ass super chats. Maybe I need to do it through another cursed Boba meme. If I can find them. And my god, are there some cursed ones? Alright, oh my god. What has happened? Real bleep, this is all I can offer you as a thank you. A cursed image. What are you showing me.com? Oh, dude. Bleep is keeping Boba in business. I mean, guys, I don't think you realize how much these super chats go, like, such a long way. Everyone who super chats, it really does bolster up keeping the lights on the channel. And I don't mean that as, like, I would disappear, but, like, it really makes a difference in, like, just how much more I can invest into this channel, how much more time I can, like, the stress off of, like, you know, other factors and video revenue when the streams are doing so well, if you know what I mean. So those who contribute to the streams, I don't think they realize how much it makes a difference. So that's, you know, I'm grateful anyway, but, like, I'm extremely grateful for, like, how much of an impact it just makes on the channel in general. So thank you. Shelly says, you deserve it, Boba, having a newborn and still finding time. Absolutely. I mean, you know, baby Boba's asleep right now. I'm free. Well, it is getting to half an hour until 1 a.m. in the morning, but I'm still gonna be here. You know, I freaking love live streaming, and I also love how much like viewership's gone up in streams. Like I remember a year or two ago, like I would say streams were like, and I was more than happy for them to be like 30 to 40 people concurrently, but now we have like 140, 150, 160 people here, sometimes 170 people, sometimes 200. And then when like we get to crazy trailer time, sometimes we have like 1,000 people in the stream. And those streams often crash. So Peng Boba is goated. Who else do we have? All right, how about... I think JJ will like this one. If JJ's still here, that is. JJ, what about replacing the Lantern show with this Green Lantern? How about that? How about that? What do you say? I mean, in brightest day, in blackest night, no evil shall escape Boba's sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power. Green Lantern's light. Hell yeah, that's the way it should be. Sorry, Swifty. It took me a while to get to this. Thank you for the £2 super chat. Pounds over dollars? No, those USA girls have better teeth than ours. I mean, I feel like the British always get clowned on for their teeth. I wonder what the difference is. What is the difference there between countries? My teeth are... They're not the greatest, but... They're not like the quintessential British teeth, I would say. Right, let me put that more in the middle. Brimmed back at it again. Oh god, Brim says,
thank you.
I want my donations back. Bobina should never see the light. You know, I feel like Bobina should be a poster on every DC fan's wall. And, I mean, I also think the Bobina movie should be made. Canon to the DCU. Could you imagine? Thank you, Brimmed. As always, my friend. Peep general chat. Oh, on Discord? Oh my god. What is going on? JD, what have you done? We've got a boat. Wait, I feel like I recognize that. I feel like I look like a very, very high Superman there. Let me see if I can bring that up on stream. My god. I look like I'm high as a kite. Like, I'm literally flying high, but I look like I've just smoked, like, some Blue Dream. Like, maybe like a 10-gram joint or something. And I'm on my way to the fortress of Bakertude. Like, literally, man. I mean, look at that. I'm at least 4 doobs in right now. Jeez. Thank you, Swifty. For the two... Well, you sent in two £2 super chats. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Have you noticed I always bring the big super chat people? I want my eyeballs back. By the way, Magic is my pick. She is indeed. I mean, maybe Swifty, maybe you're my good luck charm. Maybe you're a blessing and a curse to this stream. And I mean the curse in an endearing way. If that's possible. I'm joking. Or am I? Or am I? Maybe there should be a Boba Magic meme. And that will make Swifty happy. Or maybe, actually, it wouldn't make Swifty happy at all. Maybe it wouldn't. Some Star Dog. Star Dog. Yeah, Boba Superman's been on some freaking, I don't know, super lemony cheesy piff. Look at him. I have a long day tomorrow. I better sleep. It's 2 a.m. already. Have a nice stream. Take care, man. And thank you for being here. And I will see you hopefully soon, whether that be in a video or another stream. Or you'll be seeing me in a video. I don't know. No worries, dude. Sleep well. No more of that. You're a father now. It's the difference of hair color and the mustache. True. Ah, Bleep. Bleep, back at it again. Thank you very much, dude. Guy like me.
Guy like me. Getting all that?
Do you think Barbara is Batgirl or Oracle when we get to Brave and the Bold? I think she will be Oracle. If the Brave and the Bold is still sticking to the Damian Wayne thing, and, well, Bruce is at that point, but I still expect timeline chronology condensing. I think, yeah, Nightwing, Dick is Nightwing, Barbara's been and gone Batgirl, probably trained alongside Dick back then, but, yeah, Oracle mode. I can imagine that, you know, with Peter Safran and Gunn talking about having a Bat family to some extent established in the Brave and the Bold surrounding Batman. I think having Barbara on the mic, well, on the comms or something, would be, you know, a way to have her as a side character, supporting character, and, you know, obviously, you know, you could do a Batman and Son thing with Nightwing, with him dropping in kind of thing. So, yeah. I would say so. I would say Oracle. I mean, I think what I would wonder about is, would there be a Batgirl? And Gunn really likes Cassandra Cain, and that's been quite a leading theory if we do. But then again, you could only have so many Bat family members in the movie, surely. They can't just, like, shove all of them in the movie. And also, you need to kind of pick and choose at some point, given, like, the extended Bat family that exists in the comic. In the comics. Thank you, Bleep. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Boba, don't pretend you don't know what I am very familiar with Stardog. I'm not pretending. Who else? JJ, no worries, man. I gotta go to sleep. Got stuff to do early tomorrow. The antagonist is vacating the stream. Absolutely no worries. I mean, I have to get up super early as well, to be fair. And we're approaching 20 to 1. So I probably won't stream for too much longer. We've been going almost 2.5 hours now, according to my live stream dashboard here. 2 hours and 18 minutes and 51 seconds. Also, the fact that it's 30-something degrees in this room. But luckily, I've got ice water. But yeah, take care, the antagonist. May Jon Stewart watch over you. I know how much you love Jon Stewart, after all. But I guess I'm gonna dip out and get a gummy so I can look like Super Boba. Hell yeah, man. I mean, this is a level of bakedness to aspire to. Let me see if I can... There you have it. We even have one eye bigger than the other. Just like people were clowning on, if you guys remember, before Superman came out. I mean, I do have an astigmatism in one eye, I think. So, like, one eye bigger than... I think this eye gets a bit bigger than the other one. But if you're really out, by the way, take care, dude. Enjoy. I'm thinking Batman with armored knee pads, like Fortnite with a more padded fabric could look... Yeah, I wouldn't be down... I would be down for that. I mean, you know me. I always defer to the Telltale Batman suits. That would be a dream. Something inspired by that would be incredible for a bat suit in the DCU. I obviously know it wouldn't be copy and paste. I need to do like a bat suit video, like my perfect, you know, combination of bat suit influences into one. I've seen quite a few people make like the perfect bat suit in the DCU videos, so that'd be pretty fun to do as like a rainy day video. Sal, been a while since I've seen one of your videos, Boba. Missed you, man. Hello, Sal. Welcome back. Check out some of the content, man. But it's cool to see you here on the live streams. Hope you've been doing well. Any new thoughts on Spider-Man, Llama Prop? I don't think so. I don't think so. I mean, I still really enjoy the movie. Still really, really like it. Need to see it again.
But I just... oh.
Swifty, thank you so much for another freaking super chat. Going relentless this stream. I wonder how many you've sent in, because I feel like you've sent in a lot. But thank you. Right, okay. No, I'm not. Okay, I see how it is. I feel like you're treating me like a joke. I challenge you to watch Superman action. I'm not disagreeing with you. Prove me wrong. It's action teeny tiny, fire gun from a cannon into space. Now I'm going to report you to law enforcement, because that is a threat on James Gunn's life. How about that? How about that? How about that? Hmm? How about that, Swifty? How dare you? How dare you? But no, seriously, I'm not disagreeing with the Superman action. I felt like there was, like, action. It's kind of like the Penguin's role in the Batman, right? Barely in it, but he's peppered throughout it to the point of where it felt like he was in it more than what he was. That's how I feel about Superman action and Gunn's Superman. Do you know what I mean? Llama prop on my rewatch. I definitely felt that awkward third act. I said a similar thing in my review. Well, in the spoiler-free section, I said about, you know, the third act compared to the first couple in the movie. It definitely was not as good, let's say. But, you know, with all being said, like, I still really, really enjoy the movie. Not perfect, though. Nothing really is. December. There's no way Gunn's not going to put out a teaser trailer in December, if that's what you mean. Like, a first proper, like, teaser kind of look. I would say, yeah, December. It will be ready by then. Did it for Superman, did it for Supergirl, Man of Tomorrow, the way that's filming, and when it'll be kind of going into post-production. Yeah, December would be extremely... I mean, if they wanted to, they could easily show it before then. I mean, we always use the Batman's DC fandom trailer as an example of that. And there's other movies that have done a similar thing, but, yeah. Yeah, December, I assume. Right, guys. I think I'm going to end the stream here. I honestly would go on for longer, but I think with just how hot it's getting in this room, it is getting a bit unbearable now, and it is 1:45 in the morning for me. Got to get up early, got a few things to do, got to tend to baby Boba, and then do a news roundup video for you guys. Quite a few news stories that you guys have been asking my thoughts on, because I don't think I even did a news roundup last week. If I double check, maybe I did actually. I did one. Sometimes I don't even remember what I've uploaded. Maybe I did. Okay. But there's more to talk about. More to talk about. So I look forward to making that. I love making the old news roundups, and we'll see what we can pepper in there. And we will be going live once again later this week, I suspect. I always try and aim for 2 or 3 streams, 2 at minimum. The only reason I wouldn't, by the way, is just because things are so freaking unpredictable with, obviously, a newborn who is now just over 4 weeks old, which is crazy, by the way. That honestly made my own heart melt then, just like thinking of how fast time is going by. Honestly, I really wish I could show you guys baby Boba, but, like, obviously, you know, strangers. Not that you guys, I suspect all of you guys are just fine, but, you know, you never know with the crazy people out there on the internet. But that's how much, like, I love the community we have here, and how much I would love for you to see that as well. It's weird. What the hell? Real bleep. Bro. Holy shit. What a way to end the stream. Oh my god, bro. Like, what the fuck? Oh my god. I am speechless, man. I feel like what? Dude, how do I end the stream on a freaking £100? A guy like him.
Guy like me. Getting all that?
Oh my god, dude. Oh my god. Bleep, bleep, bleep. What a freaking...
I just...
Bleep, thank you is not enough. As you can tell, like, I'm just in disbelief right now, bro. Like, what the fuck? Like, I mean... Yeah, literally in the chat. Boba, look. Oh, my God.
Guy like me. Getting all that? That ain't fucking right.
I mean, I pressed the wrong one, but...
I could have a better life.
I mean, literally,
Guy
bro.
like me. Getting all that? I could have a better life.
Bleep, thank you so much, man. I am gonna absolutely walk into the other room, just down there, and tell Mrs. Boba about what has just transpired here. And also we have Brimmed. Brimmed, who, me? Crazy? Thank you so much, Brimmed. And honestly, guys, thank you so much, as always. I am, once again, speechless. I feel like I'm trying to say something more than that, but Bleep, I know you, again, know this, but thank you for blessing the stream, man, and it's so generous of you, and I can't really articulate how, like, mental that is in terms of just... Again, I'm speechless. So, I don't want to end on this, man. I mean, I do, but, like, I don't, because I just... Do you know what I mean? I'm speechless. So, Bleep, with that being said, dude, thank you for making the stream end on something like this, man. It's nuts. As Cedric says, I mean, thank you for putting it into words for me. What a way to end the night. Thank you to everyone who supports this channel. And I will see you very, very soon. And in the words of Real Bleep, man, have a good night, y'all. Have a good night. And I will see you in tomorrow's video, and maybe a couple of days from now, maybe Thursday night will be a stream. Unless something breaking happens, I should be here Thursday night. Hopefully I'll try and start a little bit earlier so we can do like a 3-hour stream. Bleep, special shout out to you. I mean, obviously a shout out to everybody who's super chatted this stream. There was some crazy generous super chats earlier as well. But obviously to end this stream off on this is just absolutely fucking bonkers. So I really do appreciate you, man. And
But I just...
yeah, just absolutely nuts. And Swifty, thank you so much for the £5. Right as I was about to go to the other screen, I get it that what I thought when I first watched it, but that's simply not true. On a rewatch, I noticed none till last second. It may as well be called Man. What the fuck? May as well be called Man. You know what? For you, Swifty, I will watch it again, and I will get back to you by hopefully Thursday. Right, guys? Yeah, we're not letting Boba sleep. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm not complaining. Oh my god, I just realized how big these are on screen. Right. Right. My god. Thank you, thank you, thank you. This is nuts. And with that being said, goodbye. You absolute legendary, beautiful bastards. Goodbye. What is going on? What is going on? What is going on, people? This is insanity! Bleep just continues to burst through the atmosphere here. My god, I don't think I've ever ended a stream like this. Bleep, you are something else, man. And I mean that in the best way. Thank you so much, dude. Oh my god. Again, what an outro to a stream. This feels really weird. Like, you know, being like, it's like a really kind of new thing. A voiced outro to a stream. This is what Real Bleep is providing the people. Stream outros. Not just music, but actual commentary. Courtesy of Bleep. Brought to you, sponsored by The Real Bleep. Oh my god. Oh my freaking god. Bleep. I'm gonna have to give you another shout out again, dude, in tomorrow's video. I don't know, by the way, I don't know if you actually caught that in one of my previous videos after that stream, a little while back now. I gave you a shout out. Dude, again, I will not forget this stream. I'm actually going to title it something in particular. Guys, I love you all very much. By the way, wait, how loud is it? Wait, am I like shouting into the mic? To be fair, all the sound might be really off right now. I don't know. Someone's saying that they're deaf. Boba ASMR. Oh, we're getting ASMR-y. Well. Real bleep. I'm speechless. And I'm going to go inform Mrs. Boba about how nuts this is. I'm just going to walk in a room like, Jesus, Louisa's Papa Jesus. I love how there's still people here right now. 77 people. We've dropped to like 50, 60, 70 people. But those who remain are the real ones. Thank you guys again. Yeah, I mean, at this point, you're just going to keep hearing me say thank you. So I'm going to leave this up on screen, honoring the real bleep. And yeah, I'm going to shut up now, but just want to give another shout out to Bleep because that is just madness. And yeah, thank you guys.